You know those Christmas cookies from your childhood with the Hershey kiss in the middle? That's exactly what we're cooking up today. And while they may look a little intimidating, they're actually super easy and really fun to make. Peanut butter blossoms are essentially a light and fluffy peanut butter cookie that gets a Hershey kiss placed right on top of the end. So let's get started with that peanut butter cookie dough. You'll want to grab a large bowl and add 1 stick of softened butter, along with half a cup of a smooth and creamy peanut butter. You can use a natural one, but they tend to be a bit more runny than the traditional brands like Jif and Peter Pan. If you use this kind, just make sure you give it a really good stir so all of the peanut butter and oil are well mixed. 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, 1 large egg, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Using a handheld mixer, beat on medium speed for 20 to 30 seconds or until combined. Now that the wet ingredients are mixed up, it's time to move on to the dry. And while you can be more particular and grab an entirely separate bowl to do this, I like to take a little shortcut. All you need to do is add 1 cup of flour to the bowl along with the wet ingredients. You can always use a gluten-free 1-to-1 blend here if needed, along with 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. Using a fork or a whisk, stir the leavening agents into the flour so they're well dispersed. Then, use a handheld mixer on medium speed to beat the flour into the wet ingredients. Slowly add the remaining 3/4 cup of flour until it's all incorporated into the dough. Scoop out 1.5 tablespoons worth of cookie dough, and then roll it into a ball. Add the cookie dough ball to a small to medium-sized bowl with 1/4 cup of sugar in it. You want a bowl that's not too wide so you have some depth to the sugar. Shake the bowl to help it coat the cookie dough, and then toss with your hand until it's completely coated. Repeat this with the remaining cookie dough, and place the balls on a large plate. Refrigerate them for at least 1 hour or up to 2 so they can firm up. This step is super important to make sure the cookies don't spread out too much while baking. Once chilled, place the balls on a parchment paper lined baking sheet, making sure they're at least 1 inch apart. Bake the cookies in a preheated 375-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Now, this is the part I always remember getting excited about as a kid. As soon as my mom would pop those cookies in the oven, she would recruit me and my sister to unwrap all of those kisses. I remember it seemed like it took forever to do this, but really I just couldn't wait to eat the cookies. As soon as the cookies puff up and the edges begin to brown, remove them from the oven and sink a Hershey's Kiss into the middle of each one. You can even give it a slight twist to ensure the chocolate really sticks to the cookie. Let the cookies cool to room temperature before storing or digging into. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I remember from my childhood. With that light and fluffy peanut butter cookie, that rich chocolatey kiss. Mwah! But you know the drill. I cannot wait to hear what you think, so be sure to let me know if you make this recipe. Also, if you need a few more baking ideas, I have got you covered. Check out these recipes right over here. Thanks so much for hanging out. I will see you in the next one.